Welcome in to the Thursday edition of the Fun Astrology Podcast. Thomas Miller, thanks for joining us. We had a quick void, of course, moon this morning, and then it slid into Leo. You know, if you're all cocooned up in your nice little blanket and you're very protected and you're sitting beside the beach and water is your thing, and then all of a sudden you have to go walk across hot coals, that's kind of how the moon is feeling right now. It moved from its own sign, its comfort sign of Cancer, into hot, fiery Leo. So what it gives us is the ability to get hot and fiery and step out and step on those coals and let yourself shine, because that's what the moon is doing. So it was void, of course, for just a wee little bit. Now it is full on Leo. The other cool aspect today, you know, we've been talking about Venus in Sagittarius. It is sextiling Jupiter in Aquarius. Whoa. So Venus in the home sign of Jupiter is sextile Jupiter. What do you do with that? If you don't have a lottery ticket yet, shame on all of us. You play to win is what you do. You throw the dice and you play to win. When does that aspect peak? Glad you asked, because we need to know if we're going to buy lottery tickets. 3:15 p.m. this afternoon, Eastern Time. The sextile energy itself will continue through the weekend. It will be waxing, but it will still be there. So if you roll the dice or you buy the lottery ticket, don't throw it in the drawer. Be sure to check it. Maybe that's what's making Shiba Inu go up so much. You've been watching that? The crypto Shiba Inu just got listed on Coinbase. Whoa! I hope you're riding that. That's probably a lot better than a lottery ticket, at least until it's not. No financial advice. But no, it's a great day to just roll the dice and lean into those things that you want to fulfill, because the energy is there. Before we get to this great question, I will explain the launch of the course tomorrow after the podcast. We'll do it after we set up the weekend aspects, all right?
Hi, Thomas. This is Betsy. I was listening to another astrologer talk about how much is going on in the delivery room at the time of your birth, and that it could be a little bit off. And they were suggesting that if you have an ascendant at 29 degrees, a matter of a few minutes could actually put you into a different sign. I have an ascendant at 29 degrees Libra. Does this mean I should be looking at both Libra and Scorpio? Thanks, Thomas.
Thank you, Betsy. That's a perfect question and so important, and it's often not understood how just important that is. The exact time is about 4 minutes. That can make a radical difference in your chart. Now, there are 3 points that you have to reconcile in your chart, and this is going to get a little bit deep, but your question has spawned something that I'm going to work on. When I get this course launched on Saturday, I'm going to turn around and do this, and we will have a separate rectification product available for those of you who want to give it a go just on your own. You can look at this, and then you can dial some things in, and I'll show you how to do that. It's rather technical, but I will show you and walk you through it. That is one technique. Now, the other thing is I have used a guy, he rectified my chart, and then I dialed it in to another 45 seconds. He got the minute right, and then I did minute and seconds based on my brother's birth time from what I will show you. You want to have the ascendant, midheaven, and the part of fortune in the right spots. And yes, it does make a huge difference. And those 4 minutes can change one of those 3 elements, and that can throw your whole chart off. Now, where it can show up the most is in your solar arc chart, which is a progressed chart. And we won't worry about that here now. What could show up in your natal chart? Well, just as you mentioned, Betsy, the ascendant could be off, the midheaven could be off, and the moon could actually be off just slightly. So if you have one of those points in either 29 degrees, as you mentioned, or 0 degrees or 1 degree, then it would really be worth drilling it down. Now, here's a typical scenario. Just as you said, this other astrologer pointed out perfectly. I mean, what all's going on, especially if there's a surgery or if there is a critical delivery? Is somebody watching the clock? No. It's rare that somebody is looking right at the clock. And even then, what is the exact moment of that new life creation. But there are some alignments that we can use to kind of dial things in. And like I said, what I did with my chart is reconciled it to my brother's birth time. There are 2 fixed points in time, aligned those 2, and you can be pretty confident that you have a good alignment of what astrology is representing. So the mechanics of, is it when the baby is fully out? Is it when the baby takes its first breath? Do we even know when that is? Is it when they cut the cord? Right? How do you determine what that first moment is? What you're really doing is aligning space and time, just like we talked about on Monday. And with astrology, like I've seen so many times, you want things to line up in 2s or 3s or 4s. The more, the better. So I'll show you some ways that you can do that. Then you're not worried about what is the exact moment. You're setting space-time alignment. Now, if you don't want to be that technical, and all you want to be sure is, am I technically really a Libra rising or a Scorpio rising? Or if your moon is on the cusp of Cancer and Leo, am I a Cancer moon or a Leo? That one would be pretty easy to tell by your life, really. But if you get the point, if you want to know what specifically a planetary position is, so that when you run reports and you analyze your natal chart, you're not too much worried about anything past that, then you will be okay as long as you're not sitting on one of those really 3 degrees, 29, 0, or 1. But I will say that the art of this craft is in the degrees, it's in the nuances, it's in the positions. So you can broadside of the barn hit it, but anybody who practices astrology seriously would say absolutely get your birth time rectified if you are not certain of it. And sometimes you can be. I mean, sometimes, moms, there are moms. Lady I know just had a baby, and she was looking up there at the clock because she wanted to know exactly. So it can happen, but it is pretty rare. All right, we'll be back tomorrow. Hope you have a great day. Let's see. Tomorrow we'll set up the weekend. We'll talk about the announcing of the course reopening on Saturday. Stephanie will be here on Saturday, and then I got a surprise for you on Sunday. We're going to talk some consciousness and where astrology may be headed. Going to be a fun conversation, so that will be on Sunday. Back here again on Monday. We keep it going. Have a good day.